week after unrest erupted in Pakistan over the arrest of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan, the country's all-powerful army has begun a crackdown on violent protesters. Several army facilities were targeted after Imran was arrested on May 9th. This included people breaking into the Corps Commander's house in Lahore and the Army General Headquarters in Rawalpindi. More on how the army is reacting to all of this in just a bit, but first, take a look at these visuals.
देखिए बहुत भाई देखिए कोई नहीं अली सीधे ना रास्तों को करेंगे कोर्ट ने इनको रिलीज किया वापस कोर्ट में फायर गए तो गाड़ी में बैठी पुलिस फिर इनको गिरफ्तार करना चाहा और ये देखें फवाद चौधरी साहब को फिर पकड़ने की कोशिश की जैसे ही वो दोबारा लेके निकले.
Well, this man sprinting inside the Islamabad High Court is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party leader Fawad Chaudhry. He was seen running back inside the court premises moments after the court ordered his release. Minutes later, the PTI said on Twitter this was an attempt to abduct its leader, which is underway despite the High Court granting him bail in one of the many cases against him. Now, this is just an extension of the chaos that erupted last week when PTI chief Imran Khan was arrested from the same location. This triggered massive unrest across Pakistan. While all of this was unfolding, the army appeared to show some initial restraint, but with the unrest withering away after the Supreme Court's relief to Imran Khan, the army is now going after all of those who targeted its facilities. A meeting of the National Security Council was called in a few hours ago to decide the manner of proceedings against the alleged rioters. A special Corps Commanders meeting chaired by the Army Chief General Asif Munir has already decided to try the rioters under the Army Act and the Official Secrets Act. These are some of the most stringent laws that can be used against civilians in Pakistan, with the army bent on using the most extreme measures. It appears it wants to send a message that rest assured the army is still in control and the people must not dare to cross the line. Sensing trouble for himself and his party ahead of the PTI chief Imran Khan came out with a clarification himself that he does not endorse violent protests. Imran's party also issued a statement on similar lines. While the party agreed that the identification of arsonists is important, it nonetheless added that it has ample evidence that armed miscreants were planted by quote-unquote agencies who wanted to cause mayhem. And Anas Malik is now joining us live for the very latest on this. And Anas, a nervous Imran Khan shifting blame to planted arsonists as the army has decided to crack down on those responsible for what happened during the protests.
Well, yes, the Corps Commander Conference has decided that it would be going out and conducting an all-out crackdown against those who were involved in the acts of the 9th of May, the violence that Pakistan saw, particularly against military installations and military institutions. They said that restraint will no longer be exercised. That's what the crux of the Special Corps Commander Conference that was held yesterday was. But Khan has been shifting the blame. Khan's party says that it was not his workers, but rather he demands an impartial inquiry headed by the Chief Justice of Pakistan, saying that there is ample and enough evidence that supports the fact that it was a conspiracy to defame his party and his party members, and rather they had nothing to do with it. As I talk to you, to my right is the Prime Minister's house. Beyond the presidency is where the National Security Committee is currently ongoing. They are deliberating on whether or not, as it's being reported, whether or not to give an extension to what the Corps Commander Conference has decided on part of a government, that those involved in the acts of 9th of May should be tried under the Army Act, the Pakistan Army Act, and the Official Secrets Act. With that, to my left is the National Assembly of Pakistan, where a short while back we heard some fiery speeches being made, more so that from the government, and particularly MNA Mohsin Dawar, who is also the chairperson of the National Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs. He's opposed this act that civilians should be tried under the Pakistan Army Act, because he believes that if political workers were to be tried under the Army Act, then going forward no political leadership would be spared or would be barred from this going forward. Bhairavi?
Right, Anas, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest there. The Army Corps Commander meeting deciding to act upon those protesters during last week and saying they will be tried under stringent laws, the government deliberating what to do next.